Hey there guys, it's Charjr Ryuki. Welcome to another episode of Pokemon Pearl, the Sinnoh region. Dawn's gonna show us around. It's been a pretty hectic day. I've basically been up since midnight last night. Excuse me. Went to bed last night thinking that I could just sleep on through, have no problem. But I had a nightmare last night. And it was kind of strange because I have these kind of nightmares like every so often. Like you're asleep but yet you're not asleep. You're half awake. It's like whatever you do in a dream, your body does it. Like if you roll around or you're trying to get out of someone's grasp or something, trying to wiggle your way out, and your body's doing that movement, and you know your body's doing it. Excuse me, but you yourself can't do anything. That was kind of what was happening. Somebody was trying to bind me. Was trying to, tie me up or something. And I know I was in an apartment complex. I don't know where. But, it was the kind of feeling that, like, you're being mummified a little bit, because your arms are being tucked in and you can't even open your hands up. It was a really frustrating feeling because it's like you can't even feel your arms at all. You can move your upper body, you can move your arm, you can move your elbows or whatever, but when it goes to your hands and your wrists, you can't open your hands up. Like your fingers are also like tucked together. It was very very much of a pain. I couldn't, like, what I was seeing in the dream was actually happening. It's like my body is like, I couldn't open my hands up. But whatever was going on, I managed to get out of it somehow. And I had to make my escape. And usually I don't run from crap like this. Usually I get in fight mode and I go excuse me, and I go fighting. I go hunting for the thing. But for some reason, it's like I had to leave. And when I was running down the stairs, I felt something come up from behind me, and I turned around, and there was a very tall, completely solid black figure standing behind me. And I turned, and then I woke up. Literally woke up. And, okay, I guess I gotta go Well, let's just go in here then. And I looked around my room, my dragon's den as I called it, and I usually when this happens, when I have like a nightmare or something like this, that's just like this, in a way, just exactly like this. And I wasn't talking in my sleep at all. That's the thing. And so I just laid there in bed. I didn't do anything. I had grabbed my phone and just sat there, and I ended up watching a whole nother anime series, the whole first season of it, within just a couple hours. I think it was called Tomoe. What was that? Let me look on my phone here real quick. I think it was called Tomoe something Amnesia, Dusk Maiden or something. I believe that's what it was. I got it here. Tasagare Otome X Amnesia. TASOGAREOTOME-X Amnesia. That's what I watched. And it was actually very interesting. It was actually something good to watch. But it's strange because it's a horror anime. It's a horror anime. I just got out of a nightmare and I'm watching a horror anime. Not long afterwards, and I watched all 13 episodes within just a couple hours. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but yeah. It was pretty strange. But like usual, I also end up grabbing either... Oh, we caught a Bidoof. I also end up grabbing one of my practice swords. I'd actually put all my other swords away because I was doing some spring cleaning. And, because I had them all laying out because I was practicing with them. Come on, focus. But, I just sat there and held it in my hand and messed around with it in the middle of the night. Just, looking around my house while still laying in bed. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But that's just kind of how it is. That's how it's always been. I mean, if you guys want me to bring up some other nightmarish kind of stories, I could tell you a couple. This is where we get a little extra stuff so we can head to the next town. Yay! It's got 2 town maps in there. Jubilife City. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's haul it. Maybe we'll see Starly at some point. Oh, nothing there. Nope, just another Bidoof. Bidoof, Bidoof, Bidoof. Derek, pound him. Get your mind out of the gutters. That ain't what I meant. Smack him in the face. So yeah, I've just been out of it all day long. Apparently I looked like I was mad. Usually people would, you know, sit there and talk to me, but apparently I looked mad, so everybody just left me alone. Besides my dad gave me a bunch of crap. Like normal. Oh boy. Another Bidoof. So exciting. More training. I'm sure we'll see another Starly at some point. I don't think I'm gonna use it, but I don't know. I might come up with something totally different that I never bothered to use before. Which usually happens. One more. Gonna heal Derek up. Excuse me. I guess if you guys want to hear another one, I got another one on top of my head that I can share with you. Same thing, same time. Around 10 or so, I went to bed. I think it might have been close to a weekend. This one was actually so messed up, I actually did get out of bed this time. But, started out normal. Usually starts out real good, and, you know, you're chilling in a diner, having breakfast or whatever, and you end up catching a conversation about some missing kids. Strange things going on. And apparently some family is looking for their little girl. She's around, well, probably let's say 8 years old. Long black hair. Was last seen in a white nightgown. And so he's like, okay, I'll volunteer, be nice, be a man, help search for the kid. And they also enlisted services of a psychic medium. So it's like, okay, whatever. So searched all these buildings, all these places, searched every park, everywhere you could possibly think of, besides you know, where you would know a little girl would go to. And the psychic goes, there's an abandoned school building that was up for renovations. We haven't checked at that place. So it's like, alright, let's head down there. We check all the upper floors, everywhere, the attic, everywhere. And then we head in, psychic goes, let's head in the basement. This is where it gets strange. Because in the feeling in this whole building, this whole school building, it felt different from all the other places. The atmosphere felt so different. So I followed them down there, and everybody stopped at the entrance to the basement. Because there's a door there, and you could clearly see that there's been some renovations. There's paint, and there used to be a boiler room where they're turning it into a locker room or something of the sort. And you're like, okay, nobody's moving. I wonder why. So I took matters in my own hands and decided I was just gonna keep on going. So I started walking in, and as soon as I took a step off into the room, I felt the psychic grab my shoulder and says, "Go all the way down to the back. Go all the way down to the back." And I was like, "You guys are gonna just stay there?" "Yeah, we'll just be right here." Curiosity killed the dragon. Well, anyway. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm pretty sure I'll see one again. So I kept on walking. And that feeling grew heavier. And I could tell that my heartbeat started picking up. It started getting quicker. And another beat. So I got to the end of the hall, and the room that they told me to go to look into was on the left. And towards the end of the hall, it looks like they were already painted the rooms and everything. There we go. We got Starly. And I took a look at this room, completely white, but then something moved in the middle of the room. So I'm like, I called out to whoever it was. Apparently, the little girl had covered herself completely in white paint. She was covered head to toe. And she was barefoot, and she started walking towards me. And I held out my hand until something about her changed. I took another look at her, and her face turned monstrous. Her face no longer looked like a little girl, and she lunged at me. She screamed at me, lunged at me. And then fought with her a little bit. She was scratching the living daylights out of me, screaming in my ear, in my face, and finally I just threw her. But it's like she just grabbed a hold of the wall and slowly came towards me again, and then all of a sudden I blinked and she was right there in my face, and that's when I woke up. Come on. And I immediately jumped out of bed, grabbed one of my swords, and I went walking around my house. Come on. Focus, you stupid camera. And, I checked the upstairs. I even went downstairs in the basement. Come on, camera. Focus, will ya? That's being a little finicky today, isn't it? And it went out of focus again. So yeah, and it went out of focus again. Give me just a second, guys. That's almost starting for another video anyway. I'm gonna try something, see if it works.